Well, good day, my ladies and my gents. Welcome to Sunday, November 2nd. Did y'all remember to turn your clocks back last night in the daylight savings time? Yeah, buddy. So, anyway, um, hope everything's going well. Didn't eat too much candy over the weekend so far. Weekend's not over, so anyway, I am talking Bootleggers Ball Group Build. It's hosted by Tiffany, Dirt Road Cinderella, and Kyle at RKD Scaleworks. Been talking about this quite a bit lately because it's just I'm stoked about it. It's really kind of fun. It's something I haven't done before, and having several vehicles for a single theme, and each one of them with little guys that I have uh, gotten you know that I'm doing up. So excuse me, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's also sponsored by Josh over at vcgresins.com. And he's got a special deal. If you go over to Facebook, and I can't post a uh, link from Facebook in the YouTube description. I don't know if I'm not holding my teeth right, if I'm not, if iPhone doesn't like Facebook and YouTube. If Facebook and YouTube don't like each other, I don't know at all, but I can't post a link. But go to Facebook, go up there to the search engine, and put in Bootleggers Ball, and it should pull up a page with talks about what all is going on with it. Basically, it has to do with moonshine runners, moonshining. Uh, it can be old, like this. It can be fairly new. Think Dukes of Hazzard. Um, it can be a diorama. It doesn't even have to have a vehicle in it, as long as it's got something to do with moonshine distilling, like a still. You've got a moonshine runner, which is kind of where mine's going. Something of this nature. But it's all in the description at Bootleggers Ball over on Facebook. I say sponsored by Josh at VCG Resins. Once you sign up and officially state, I am part of this, you'll get a code from either Kyle or Tiffany that will let you get a set of um, uh, mason jars for free over at bcgresins.com. And while you're at it, be sure and use promo code Jester10 to save 10% on your order as well. And you can use both codes. And so, but yeah. Anyway, onward and forward. Here we go. Right, I'm getting sidetracked again. But do be sure and when you get over there to vcgresins.com, be sure and sign up for the newsletter. Josh had his monthly newsletter come out. I believe it was either yesterday or Friday night. I think it was Friday night late. And got a new Buick nailhead engine coming out and some other cool stuff. He's also teasing the new air cleaner, multi-piece air cleaner sets, like I highlighted that Josh sent me an advanced copy of to show off. Really cool stuff there. So, but yeah, be sure and sign up for the newsletter. You'll get notified when new stuff comes out and what he's got planned. And promo code Jester10 to save 10% on your order. Does not include shipping. And be sure and get that code from either Tiffany or Kyle, and to get some mason jars when you do make your order. Which reminds me, I do need to make an order. I need to get some more glue and such. So anyway, onward to phase 1. This is the first vehicle that I'm doing for my little 3-vehicle set diorama setup, and I need to figure out how to do a diorama, so I'm going to have to do some research on that. But in the meantime, I've got this truck, and it's mostly mocked up, but half of it right here is mocked up that you see. Back here, I'm going to have, I haven't gotten this far yet, but I got the bunks that the logs sit on. It is going to be a logging truck, but instead of, I'm going to have these sitting on, and mainly because I don't want to go through and take off all of these little notch thingies here where the bunks set. And but he's going to have some sacks of sugar on there and some pieces of tubing on there for us still. And got the little guy here. Bobby here is, when I get to it, you'll see what I mean, but he's looking off to the side and he's surprised because he's going this way, and off over here is one of his buddies who's a shine runner, and he's gotten stopped by the cop who's got standing out there with his gun trained on him, and he's puttering by and he's kind of surprised. So that's where this is going. The figure in here, and I said I'll show him here in a minute or two. The figure in here is from the 1932 Chrysler Gangbusters car, and I still have the other guy all tied up in here. So, but what I got, the engineering in these old trucks blows my mind. Whoops. And what we got, you can kind of see, pull that off. That's the bed. And I've done a video showing how I do the wood grain on that. Basically, you take any tan colored paint you got. In this case, it's one of the Tamiya, I think it's sand, desert sand or something, I don't remember, but it's the rattle can. And I just gave it a good going over to coat it because this was black, I think. Black or red? Heavens, I don't remember. Anyway, and then when it dried, I gave it a coating of wood stain. So yeah, that's all that is. But chain drive, zoom in. It's got chain drive. Solid wheels. A transaxle. The drive shaft comes out of the engine to the transaxle, and it comes out, and it's got the sprockets for the chain. The brake, let me move this around. Whoops. That's the brake light. It is a gas lantern. Like your hurricane lamp type idea. I had the option of putting a couple of gas lanterns on the bearing up here, but I decided not to. I'm going to have little electric headlights that go down under here. And to that end, I have them painted up, now waiting for the lens and waiting to be put in. That's what we got. The engine blows my mind. That's a 4-cylinder engine. It's like 470 some cubic inches. 4-cylinder engine. Depending on which model it is and how it's set up, it puts out between 40 and about 70, I think 72 horsepower, I think I remember reading. Out of an engine that's almost 500 cubic inches. 70 horsepower max. 4 cylinders. Merciful heavens. Radiator is back here. This is the firewall type radiator, and I'm not going to set it all the way in because it's a tight fit. but it goes, well, it goes back here. You can get the idea. And then, of course, the hood will sit in front of it. And, but yeah, it's blowing my mind. Windshield actually can be levered open. It's set up so that when you're going along, you can actually have a bit of breeze coming in because the bottom of the windshield is open a little bit. So, yeah, a lot of the pictures I see, the frame is actually painted body color, but I wanted it wood. My truck, I'll do with it as I want. I keep hitting my light. But the roof is, I decided to go ahead and go with the full cab. I don't have the roof glued on yet because I'm not finished with the interior, because I still need to put in the steering column, and I can't put in the steering column until I get the radiator and firewall put in place. And I don't have the guy's other arm on because I'm waiting to put the steering wheel on, but I can't until I get the steering column in. So, but anyway, the guy, here he is. He's surprised. He's looking. Oh my goodness. Not too awful bad for this being the second figure I've ever done. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So, but yeah, I had fun with him. So, dashboard, kind of interesting. Not a whole lot to it. I've got a gauge. Let me get a little pointer so I don't get my fat fingers in the way. Got a gauge here. I believe that's a gas gauge. This is an on-off switch of some sort, probably for maybe the magneto, which interestingly, this kit doesn't come with any kind of a magneto or anything. So, and since I'm not wiring it, I'm not going to worry about it. But the one problem I had, and it's not the kit's fault, the front radiator hose. Something happened to the kit's hose, and I had to basically go into my stash and get one out to put on there. This is the front engine bracket here. But yeah, that's actually the water. Whoop, get that back in frame. This is actually the water pump, interestingly enough. And it draws water in up here, feeds through, it pumps through and everything, and the water pump pumps and it goes back and it winds up back in the radiator. Yeah, apparently it worked because they built these and designed them in 1916. They were the Allied forces in World War I. They're primary freight movers. They made them until the early 30s, I believe. And they were some people were still using them as late as, I think they saw one article that said they used them until the mid 1950s on some of them. So, yeah, I mean, it's solid wheels, chain drive, massive 4-cylinder motor that put out hardly nothing for horsepower as we see them today. No seat belts. Yeah, and steering wheel. This little part in here is your throttle and mixture controls. Not a pedal. It's like the Model Ts, where all of the mixture and throttle controls are on the steering column. And what I did, basically black with leather and brass fittings. And to get the brass, little tip. This is what I used on the 68 Coronet convertible. It's metallic brown. In small amounts, it makes a really nice brass, nice shiny brass. So, or copper, one or the other, But I decided to do that. A lot of the pictures I saw, the steering wheels had some kind of brass fittings to kind of hold things together. So, anyway, Well, daggone it, I have rambled on plenty long on this puppy. Uh, about twice as long as I expected to, but you know, us old men, we like to hear our own voices sometimes, so, and I get to rambling. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead, shut this thing down, and I'm going to start working on this again. So, B-Tex signing out.